the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
Alright, I'm back again. You don't know who it is, but it's KingMattTheGod. You gonna know. Boy, you gonna know. You gonna find out today. I'm back with another live. Clowning around, but getting down to business. On some real thoughts and theories. A lot of things that motherfuckers, we all in this community, went over before. And I'm back with another one. This one is called Hiroshima Stop Godzilla. That's a crazy thing to say. Like, what do you mean? Nah, this theory of when they dropped that atom bomb back in the day on Hiroshima, the theory is that they really was trying to kill Godzilla. Yeah, let that sink in a little bit. Godzilla, or kaiju, or Leviathan. And you're automatically like, boy, bye, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. But nah, for real. Let's dive deep into some theories, some ancient talked about mythological creatures and beasts and monsters that that a lot of us hear about. You know what I mean? They want to talk about dinosaurs, but then they want to say dragons wasn't real, which I think they're the same thing. But let's go into it, because I think a lot of it is a reoccurring theme of these monsters appear and then we nuke them. A couple thousand years later, the monsters appear again and we nuke them again. So let's go right into it. Enjoy this live. Spark one up. Have a shot on me. It ain't on me, but it's on me. Pause. So we gonna run with that. Hiroshima. Stop Godzilla. Yeah. That's thorough. Y'all like the thumbnail too? I'll be throwing all this shit together in like 30 minutes. Like, once I get all the ideas in my head and I start thinking of the videos and sources where a lot of the things that I researched and found to play. And we're going to go deep into a lot of things. And even before I even go any further, I want to lay out the timeline for y'all. See, I believe tens and thousands, who knows, maybe millions of years ago, that the Earth had two suns. And there was different things, like you never hear of terraforming, where you terraform a planet to suit a different species or something like that. So I believe back in the day it was two suns. I believe it was more hydrogen in the air. I don't really believe we was initially meant to breathe oxygen. I think oxygen deteriorates you. It's a lot of science in that. So I believe we had two suns, and I believe it was hydrogen in the air, and we breathed hydrogen, and we were stronger, and we lived longer, and we absorbed more. And I believe most people, it was really no white color or that much of a brownness, that much. It was more blue and black and green. Like, that's the skin color of most people, because it was just a different environment that they grew up in. So I believe some, I don't know, war or whatever the fuck happened. We can go deeper into that, but I had to go really deep and find out all my sources of, they pushed away the first sun. And I kind of believe like Saturn was like the well, maybe our first sun. Like, they say that Saturn used to be a sun and it may have burnt out or something, and the gods or people that lived on Saturn came to Earth, and that's where you get the Star of David and the Hebrews and the Elohim. It's a lot. It goes deep. But we'll just stick with right now ancient times, ancient Earth. It was probably called something like Gaia or some, you never know what, all these crazy different names. And most likely we lost the first sun. I believe, I don't know, I feel like it was a time that there was no sun, and that's when you have the Anunnaki or the Elohim and them different groups. They came in the Bible, we created the sun and the moon and different things. So I think maybe it was a period after a war that it was straight left in darkness, like, and they had to reboot the Earth because they destroyed all the suns. And I believe they did that to kind of like terraform the planet, to weaken the gods that was here. Like, I believe we were bigger. You see how like it seemed like in those dinosaur movies and things that insects were bigger and the animals are bigger because they're breathing a different atmosphere. They're in a different terraform environment. So I believe we were bigger. That's why I think where the giants came from. I think the trees were all bigger. Everything was like huge. That's where all these capped off mountains and these, sometimes you find these mountains that look like giant bodies. Like, that's what happens. Sometimes I feel like the rocks is like, could possibly be like parts of giants' bodies. But it goes deep. I don't even want to go there right now. For right now, we'll just deal with Leviathan. The way the Bible says it had to come here and defeat some sort of a monster or something as they were terraforming the earth back in Genesis. As you can hear, I'm fucking up with the audio, but it's all good. We're gonna keep running with it. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with some little bit of reading. It's reading time. I'm gonna have a little thing like it's reading time. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. The shit I lined up for y'all. All right, Godzilla whooping ass. Now, if Godzilla come right now, we gonna be fucked up. Like, we fucked up. We gonna end up exactly what this theory is talking about. We gonna have to nuke this shit out the whole area, which technically probably not gonna work. Probably might just put him to sleep or something, but he gonna wake up even more powerful. So all right, we gonna do a little reading. Let's go. All right, atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki from Wikipedia. I'm all retarded. Wait. Let me get right. The free encyclopedia. Yeah, it's free, baby. Yeah, man. Don't copyright yet. Don't hit me yet. I know I'm gonna get a strike on this video, but let's go. On 6th and 9th of January 1945, the United States detonated two atomic bombs over the Japanese cities. Yo, they disrespectful, yo. I should have named it Nagasaki too. Cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, respectively. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Like they got a little equal dose of fucking murder? Damn. The bombs killed between 129,000 and 226,000 people, most of whom were civilians. That's messed up. And remain the only use of nuclear weapons in an armed conflict. Japan surrendered to the Allies on 5th of August, 6 days after the bombing of Nagasaki and the Soviet Union's declaration of war against Japan and invasion of Japan-occupied Manchuria. The Japanese government signed an instrument of surrender on September 2nd, effectively ending the war. Basically, y'all just slaughtered some people and made them bow down, said we'll wipe y'all out of existence. Disrespectful. But alright, in the final year of World War II, the Allies prepared for a costly invasion of Japanese mainland. This undertaking was preceded by a conventional bombing and firebombing campaign. Alright, basically saying that the story that we've all known, but my theory is, what if Godzilla was there? Yo, and then I'll be thinking sometimes with this crazy theories. And you notice that all those Pacific Rim and kaiju movies, they always in like Japan or some Asian type place, like they popping up near the Pacific somewhere, like. So it's like they bombed them, and you already know America and all the countries, like no matter if it was a real war or it was Godzilla, they gonna move in, sweep in, and start taking over land and start all this type of shit afterwards after they bomb anyway. So let's just keep that in mind. Alright, they basically saying they got consent from the United Nations. I don't know why I put this in there, because I don't want to see these numbers of senseless people they just blew up just to like prove a point. Alright, see, 90,000, 146,000 people, 60,000 and 80,000 in Nagasaki. Like, that's more than that first number. But let's get into Leviathan and why we would need to use these type of weapons. Like, because ain't this a little bit of an overkill? Like, don't you think? Like, this a little bit of an overkill. Like, so let's get into a video. Let y'all rock out of why this is just weird to me. Like,
if you ever see this whilst you're swimming, get out of the water immediately. You did know there is one type of sea monster that actually exists. This creature is more terrifying than the Kraken, more dangerous than Jaws, and more mysterious than the Loch Ness Monster. What creature am I talking about? Leviathan. But who is Leviathan? Some people say that Leviathan is metaphorical, whilst others say Leviathan was probably a dinosaur, a marine reptile like a plesiosaurus. Others claim that Leviathan is the fish that swallowed Jonah, while some say that Leviathan is God's pet, and others say no, Leviathan is the devil himself. What do I think? Well, there's one thing I do know. If this great big sea monster Leviathan obeys God, why is it that you and I, as weak, fragile human beings, do the complete opposite?
because humans are playing God right now. And eventually they're gonna keep playing around until they start creating these monsters like they did back in probably before the supposed flood or whatever, to try to wipe out as many as possible. See, and that's the idea. We gonna go into the next thing about that. How I believe more it was like the gods, and sometimes I think we calling gods more advanced versions of us, or you know what I'm saying, we could just been on the God level millions of years ago, thousands of years ago, even hundreds of years ago. So I believe that we just crashed out and that we keep having to start over. And then there's like gatekeepers of the technology. They still got some of the old tech probably from thousands of years ago. So we're gonna go into the next John, talking about Leviathan. Our Leviathan is kind of like basically a giant sea monster, or they keep trying to pertain it to like by the sea for the most part. And where does Godzilla come from? Yeah. All right. Leviathan appears in Psalm 74:14 as a multi-headed sea serpent that is killed by God and given as food to the Hebrews in the wilderness. In Isaiah 27:1, Leviathan is a serpent and a symbol of Israel's enemies who will be slain by God. And in Job 41, it is a sea monster and a symbol of God's authority over creation. All right, basically just dropping a few jewels in the Bible of like, basically, there's monsters out here, motherfucker. Like, stay safe. Or the Leviathan is a large aquatic creature of some kind. The Bible refers to it as a fearsome beast having monstrous ferocity and great power. So I'm about to start up, yo. I'm about to start acting a fool. All right. The Hebrew word for Leviathan has the root meaning of coiled or twisted. Isaiah 27:1 speaks of a Leviathan, of the fast-moving serpent. Leviathan, the squirming beast. Squirming. You freak. The sea monster. Whatever this monster of the sea is or was, its strength and wild nature was well known. Yeah. Don't fuck with the monster, man. They got more shit. God damn. I gotta read all this. Damn, fucked up. All right. Focus. Let's give a little summary. Boom, 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 boom. And it can't be tamed. Boom. Let's summarize that. It's scary. Crazy teeth. Big mouth. They was trying everything, shooting everything at him. Did y'all guys some lasers? Cause I need to know. Oh, it cannot be caged. Yep. Nope. And it's saying nothing on Earth is equal. Basically, some big ass monster. Then I believe that the gods or the ancient Anunnaki or the Elohim. The Anunnaki and Elohim basically the same people. So we can't really, it's hard to, there's no way really to separate them two. So I don't know when they came and terraformed the earth when it was in darkness, if they had to battle some big ass monster, or it could have been many of them. It could have been like a whole like species of them all, and maybe they wiped out that species, or just it was just one big main one. You never know. So let's get into a little bit of lore with this cartoon anime Blood of Zeus. And when I seen it, I was like, it made me think about, because with a lot of research and lore I've been finding is when they terraformed the earth and they was doing all these things, they kind of like killed or imprisoned these monsters in the sea or something. Like, I don't know what that means. Maybe it's some deep underground levels of the sea that they trapped in. And I thought it was interesting in this cartoon, the way it was kind of showing it. So let's rock out with this cartoon and let y'all vibe out. All right, so it kind of, well, a couple seconds of it was just basically showing that whatever happened to gods or Zeus, or I believe it was like Enki and Lil and Anu when they first came, you know, they the big dogs, so they had to come in and they had to fucking put them niggas in check, like had to put them monsters in check. Like, hold up, I put you in check. Like, we about to colonize this area. Shit, they ain't no different than colonizers, and I can't say no different because I believe that the Anunnaki were black beings, gods. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So it ain't a race thing. I think they just, people have power. They can go wherever they want, terraform wherever they want, colonize wherever they want, and can't stop us. So they came in. I guess they had to defeat some of the primordial monsters and creatures that was here. I guess they eventually figured out to start terraforming the planet and altering our DNA so we can't live so long and different things. So my next part of the theory is like, so where do these monsters come from? Like, where can they come from? How come we don't see them every day? We will at least see them. Like, I don't think the government that good at covering shit up. But I believe more there's other dimensions and ways to get to them. Was it Shambhala in different places. I'm probably butchering the names. Like the quantum realms, like these places that the existence within a level of existence that we can only get through like stargates and different things. Or like, as I'm about to show you how Ant-Man was showing that through technology we can go down to the quantum level. I believe like the existence and reality that we in now could technically be a quantum level, a smaller level to or even bigger existence. We could be someone's little pet project in school. So I think through these different dimensions and levels of existence, there's is time dilation and different, how time is different. I mean, in Ant-Man and the Wasp, I think he went down into the quantum realm like a couple days, and it was like a year when he came back or something. It was something like that. or the other way around. I think it's more because I believe like the gods, angels, and all these higher beings, they go into the quantum realm, and like for them, it may be only one day in the quantum realm might be like, say, like a year in our reality. So I guess they don't age. It can be that they don't age or different. I don't know. It might be the other way around. Like time is faster in their realm. I gotta look into it. That it was seeming more to it, but keep that in mind that you go down to these quantum realms, and if you can get back to it, you see how Thanos, when he came back, brought his whole big ship. So obviously you can send a whole big monster or something. So we're gonna get into quantum realm, and then we're gonna get into who could be sending these monsters, where they come from. It's like portals in the ocean, different things. Sorry. So let's rock out with that.
एंटमैन की फर्स्ट मूवी में ही हमें क्वांटम रिल्म से इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था, लेकिन इस रिल्म के बारे में हमारे पास इतनी नॉलेज नहीं है। और जब एंटमैन एंड द
And I want to pause this now because Bull is going to butcher this John. Like, yo, Bull going to be, this, I heard it the first time. I was like, yo, this motherfucker spitting. I barely know what he's saying, but it's just that accent. It's just horrible English, but this motherfucker going to be spitting. All right, let me get off this.
वास में भी हम इस क्वांटम रिल्म को देखने वाले हैं, तो इससे अच्छा क्या टाइम हो सकता है इसके बारे में जान लेने का। तो गाइज, मैं हूं आमिश और नर्ड टॉक्स के 12th एपिसोड में हम एक्सप्लोर करेंगे क्वांटम रिल्म। तो क्वांटम रिल्म के बारे में मैं आप सबको 3 पार्ट में बताऊंगा। पहले कॉमिक्स, फिर मूवीज एंड देन फाइनली रियल लाइफ के क्वांटम रिल्म के बारे में। जी हाँ, हमारे रियल लाइफ में भी क्वांटम रिल्म एग्जिस्ट करती है। क्वांटम रिल्म इन कॉमिक्स। कॉमिक बुक्स में क्वांटम रिल्म को माइक्रोवर्स बोला जाता है, और हमें सबसे पहले ये 1943 में कैप्टन अमेरिका की इशू नंबर 26 में दिखाया गया। बेसिकली हम माइक्रोवर्स को एक अल्टरनेट डायमेंशन कह सकते हैं, जहां पिम पार्टिकल का यूज करके ट्रैवल किया जा सकता है, और इस डायमेंशन में भी हमारे जैसे ही लोग रहते हैं। हालांकि अभी तक मूवीज में ऐसा कुछ दिखाया तो नहीं गया, बट कॉमिक्स में कैप्टन अमेरिका और बकी इस रिल्म में गए थे। यहाँ तक कि एक बार तो डॉक्टर डूम भी यहाँ की सैर करके आ चुका है।
Bro, oh my God, this motherfucker is spitting that hot fire. Like, I can't understand shit, but he's spitting, my boy. God damn, I'm about to skip him, but if I had to be tortured with it, y'all do too.
अब जैसे हमारे यूनिवर्स में कई प्लैनेट्स हैं, वैसे ही माइक्रोवर्स में भी टोटल 8 प्लैनेट्स हैं, जैसे कि होमवर्ल्ड, काई, कैलीक्लैक, स्पार्टैक, मीटा, पैराडाइज 3, सब एटॉमिका और टॉक। क्वांटम रिल्म इन मूवीज। तो मूवीज में हमें सबसे पहले क्वांटम रिल्म एंटमैन में दिखाया गया, जहां येलो जैकेट से लड़ते हुए स्कॉट लैंग इसमें फंस जाता है।
Daddy, where are you?
एमसीयू के क्वांटम रिल्म में फिलहाल 2 तरीके से ट्रैवल किया जा सकता है। एक तो हो गया पिम पार्टिकल्स, और दूसरा तरीका बहुत कम लोगों को पता है, और वो है स्लिंग रिंग। और इसी के हेल्प से एंशिएंट वन ने डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज को कई अल्टरनेट डायमेंशन में ट्रैवल करवाया था, और उनमें से ही एक था क्वांटम रिल्म।
This universe is only one of an infinite number. Worlds without end.
जी हाँ, अब तक 2 कैरेक्टर्स स्कॉट लैंग और डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज क्वांटम रिल्म से ट्रैवल करके आ चुके हैं, और एंटमैन एंड द वास्प में ये काउंट और बढ़ने वाली है, क्योंकि हैंक पिम ने तो क्वांटम रिल्म में ट्रैवल करने के लिए एक शिप ही बना दी है। एंटमैन मूवी में हैंक पिम ने क्वांटम रिल्म को लेकर एक और बात रिवील की थी कि इस रिल्म में टाइम और स्पेस का कोई मायने नहीं होता, यानी कि वहाँ टाइम रुक भी सकती है और टाइम अचानक बहुत तेजी से बढ़ भी सकती है, जिससे कि उसके अंदर ट्रैवल करने वाले लोग टाइम ट्रैवल भी बड़े आसानी से कर सकते हैं। फिलहाल क्वांटम रिल्म में होप की माँ जैनेट यानी कि ओरिजिनल वास्प फंसी हुई है, और एंटमैन एंड द वास्प में उसे वहाँ से निकालने की कोशिश की जाएगी। और कुछ रूमर्स तो ऐसे भी आ रहे हैं कि एवेंजर्स 4 में क्वांटम रिल्म का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है, और फाइनली थैनोस को हराने में क्वांटम ट्रैवल का हेल्प लिया जाएगा। क्वांटम रिल्म इन रियल लाइफ। जी हाँ, रियल लाइफ में भी क्वांटम रेल्म एग्जिस्ट करती है और मूवीज की तरह साइंटिस्ट फिलहाल इस पे रिसर्च कर रहे हैं। हालांकि मूवी की तरह ये कोई हीरोइक लोकेशन नहीं है, बट साइंटिफिक जरूर है। साइंटिस्ट क्वांटम रेल्म को एक ऐसी लोकेशन बताते हैं जिसमें पार्टिकल के साइज 100 नैनोमीटर से भी कम है। हालांकि कुछ साइंटिस्ट ऐसा भी मानते हैं कि फ्यूचर में कभी न कभी क्वांटम ट्रैवल के थ्रू टेलीपोर्टेशन भी पॉसिबल हो सकती है, बट फिलहाल तो हम उसके आसपास भी नहीं हैं। लेकिन फ्यूचर में हमें इसी का यूज करके फास्टर इंटरनेट कनेक्शन जरूर मिल सकता है, जिसमें इस्तेमाल होगा क्वांटम टनलिंग। क्वांटम रेल्म पे तो अभी रिसर्च ही चल रही है, लेकिन रियल लाइफ में मूवी के लेवल तक पहुंचने में बहुत टाइम है, बट होप सो वो दिन जल्द ही आए। तो गाइज, ये थी क्वांटम रेल्म की हर वो डिटेल्स जो कि फिलहाल अवेलेबल है। अगर आपके पास भी इस रेल्म को लेकर कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन है तो नीचे कमेंट में जरूर शेयर करें। साथ ही हमें ये भी बताएं कि क्या अवेंजर्स 4 में क्वांटम रेल्म का इंपॉर्टेंट रोल होगा या नहीं। मुझे उम्मीद है कि आपको नट टॉक्स का ये एपिसोड पसंद आया होगा। अगर पसंद आया तो लाइक करें और ऐसी कंटेंट के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें। 9
I'm sorry, y'all, man. That was brutal. I'm sorry. I know that shit was brutal. That shit was brutal for real. I want to hear how it played back. I threw the beat on. I wish I had a faster beat. I threw the beat on while he was spitting. All right, we're gonna get back to it. All right, back to the kaiju. So I think they kind of say that Godzilla is a kaiju, or I don't know. Like, is he a kaiju? Like, kind of say that he is, and it's weird. Like, is he a kaiju? Is he not a kaiju? Is Leviathan a kaiju? I seen another name they say it for, but I can't think of the name they say for Godzilla. But I seen other places that they basically he like a kaiju type species of a basically big monster. I need to look up what kaiju means. I slept. Alright, so let's get back in the PowerPoint. We got basically some Pacific Rim origins, people just running it down for you. So, alright. Let's go.
Here in this video, we will discuss about the life cycle of Pacific Rim kaijus. We know that they are a race of amphibious creatures genetically engineered by the precursors, a sentient race from the Antiverse. But that's just from the movies. And now, along with the animated series, The Black, we get more insight to what these creatures really are, their origins, their biology, and how they reproduce, and their entire life cycle. So let's separate each step of their life cycle into brief distinct parts and get to the crux of it. So, now let's get to it. Let's start with the origins of these kaiju. Not much is really known as to how they evolved or even came to be as gigantic monsters, but we are led to believe that they are bioorganic war machines created by an interdimensional race of aliens called the Precursors. It is possible that these aliens have tried to colonize Earth during the Triassic period, millions and millions of years ago, but the climatic conditions were unfavorable to their existence. So when they tried again in the modern times, they found out that humans with their technology could be a hindrance to their plans. So they genetically engineered these kaijus to eradicate humanity before their arrival. But I'm guessing that they had to base their monstrous creations on something that evolved naturally and with non-synthetic biological traits. So that's their origins as far as we know. Now let's talk about the biology of these kaiju. Well, kaiju are colossal in size, averaging hundreds of feet in height and thousands of tons in weight. Because of their tremendous body mass, 2 brains are needed to control the kaiju's motor and cognitive functions. They have varied number of limbs depending on the species, and their skin is usually thick and armored. Their physiology allows them to adapt and survive on land and water. Kaiju can breathe and survive on land, on the ground, underwater, and even in space. Kaiju are silicon-based organisms. Their blood, called kaiju blue, is an ammonia-based fluid. It is highly corrosive, highly toxic to humans, and rapidly vaporizes in air following the death of the kaiju. So should they be killed in battle, their bodies are triggered to self-destruct immediately. The blood or the fluid of a kaiju is, as I said before, ammonia-based. the kaiju blue has the potential to poison the air and the surroundings around it, making the land uninhabitable. Kaiju's blood is very corrosive, corroding everything in its path. This makes it particularly difficult to collect samples for testing and experimentation in a safe manner. Although later, when it was successful to collect them, the kaiju blue was utilized and modified into rocket fuel and can even be used as explosives and for power generation. So before we go on to the life cycle of these kaiju, let's talk about their categorization or classification. Kaiju have been categorized into different categories, with categories 1 and 2 representing the weakest of them, while 3 to 5 are the strongest, with a new category 6 seen in the season 2 of The Black. Classification is based on size, toxicity, and radiation levels given off by their bodies. Kaiju are highly aggressive creatures, especially in combat. They can combine with the help of rippers, as in the case of the Mega Kaiju when 2 Category 4s and 1 Category 5 Kaiju merged to form this possibly Category 6 one. But then the first confirmed Category 6 Kaiju is the Breacher from Season 2 of The Black, which seemed to be strong but then still weaker than Slattern or the Mega Kaiju, even though it is 1 category above them. Okay, so now let's get to the reproduction and the life cycle of these kaiju. They are stated to be created and not born. Their tissue is cloned from a single strand of tri-helix DNA, and the precursors assemble these creatures by connecting the cloned pieces. All kaijus share the same genotype but have widely varying phenotypes. This results in anatomical similarities between 2 different kinds of kaiju as a result of cloning. Anyway, to put this into simpler words, the precursors are highly advanced species that use an unknown base species and experimented with their tri-helix DNA and created and cloned these heads, torso, limbs and tails of the kaiju, and these parts are not uniform in size, some are bigger than others. Then they are then attached in different sequences and styles to form the different types and species of the kaijus we see in the movies and the series. But kaiju that have been created are not without the ability to reproduce, given that Utachi was pregnant when she landed on Earth. But then again, it is unclear whether the reproduction is sexual, hermaphroditic or asexual, as the information given by the movies is limited. In Season 2 of The Black, however, more is revealed. It seems that kaiju were originally asexual, but as they age, they develop sexual organs like actual monster balls. So given the fact that Utachi obviously has ovaries and that she was pregnant, and now that there is evidence for kaiju testicles during Season 2, we can now clearly say that these creatures, these kaiju clones, have at least 2 different sexes. But regarding the differences between the males and females, the sexual dimorphism, so to say, is still up to debate, as we haven't seen a male or a female kaiju of the same species together in the same place. Both in the movies and the animated series, we saw baby kaijus, and even they vary from each other by a large degree. For example, the baby Utachi that came out of the dead mother's body, and it was still preformed, and yet it was as big as 2 elephants, while the baby trespassers that was seen in the 2nd season of The Black were a bit bigger than a normal human. And it was seen that they were quite a number of them, the baby trespassers in the show, around the same age, which means that a kaiju can have more than 1 cub in its litter. Even the big trespasser called Lucy was initially found by the crazy dude, the crazy Australian, as a baby, and he reared her, and in just a few years it had grown to the size of an adult. So we've seen baby kaijus and adult kaijus, but the juvenile stage is yet to be seen, and with the ending of the animated series we probably wouldn't. But we can say that the kaiju can grow at an alarming rate, growing exponentially in just a few years, from a 6 to 7 feet tall baby to a 250 to 300 feet tall adult, which begs the question, what do they eat to grow? Kaijus are mechanical in nature, and they are biological and are seen to be predators, feeding on both other smaller kaiju and other animals including humans. Okay, so to put it all in short, the life cycle, well, these kaijus were originally created and cloned by the precursors and even assembled by them part by part. The ones that were released via the breach to planet Earth, over time they developed sexual organs and reproduce their own young. These baby kaijus then feed on other life forms and grow to an adult stage in just a few years. And that, my friends, is the life cycle, the entire life cycle of a kaiju from the Pacific Rim. And with that, we come to the end of this video. I hope you liked it. So hit that like button for support and subscribe as well to be a part of the MindQ family. But
All right, as you can see, it gets deep. These monsters. That's what I was saying. Like, I guess they call them the precursors. Like this alien groups. I look at them more like they look like reptilians or something. Like maybe they some type of offspring or variant of the fallen angels or whatever, if you want to call them that, and just people that just start diversing from the rules of genetics and start fucking with shit. So guess they now dwell in a different type dimension, like seeming like it's always at the bottom of the ocean. Maybe it's stargates or it's ways that they enter and come out the ocean. It's deeper shit than that. Then I'll say that in primordial times we were more like half water beings, like which led to like Atlantean type beings. All right, so these precursors seem like they're engineering these monsters, sending them up, but we don't see that in our time or nothing like that, because they don't, whatever reason, like if this mythology is true, they don't want to destroy us at this moment, or they don't want to wake us up to reality, because once reality sets in, then we might start building Jaegers and robots and Voltrons. I think we should build like a little Voltron. I mean, something nice, like, you know what I mean? It'd be like, that niggas built the real Voltron, like. But we coming to the end. I'll give you on me a little bit. Coming to the end. Godzilla, the man, the myth. Come on, there we go. The man, the myth, Godzilla, whooping all the other fucking monsters' ass. Why is there such an emphasis on one type of kaiju? Like, was it like a king beast one, a Leviathan? That's what I keep thinking in my head. Like, what type of big king of monsters that they had to like get rid of when they came and terraform the earth? Like, what monster did they have to go up against? It seeming like maybe they had a civil war and part of them created these monsters, or eventually after defeating the first species of monster, they kind of probably saved their DNA, start creating them to use them as weapons and different things. And all through the years, we see different instances in time where they nuked the shit out of a big ass continent or country or city and just wiped it out. Like, why is it such an overkill? Like, I mean, unless each side had these type of powerful weapons and nukes and stuff. But I always be thinking in my head, like, during those times, ancient times, of course, even up to the Bible, it was saying giants they was fighting and things like that. When they came out of the caves, they saw giants. We were like grasshoppers to them or something like that. So you gotta keep that in mind. Like, was there? I think all that dragon mythology is real. I think all that dragon shit is real. Like, I think for the most part, we classifying dinosaurs, but they really were dragons, and I don't think they were like stupid like big beasts. I think they were kind of really smart as a humanoid. They just were monsters. So like, it seems like in some of the times that like things like dragons and monsters, they could talk. They be talking to motherfuckers like, well, fuck you up, King Arthur, keep it up. So we're gonna go into the man, the myth, Godzilla. Let y'all rock out with a little bit before I smoke off and we get out of here. So relax, chill, vibe with a little more of Godzilla.
There have been many versions of Godzilla throughout the years. Today I'm going to be focusing on the MonsterVerse incarnation by Legendary Pictures. Godzilla, an ancient creature originating from the Permian period of Earth's history, was, and always will be, Earth's alpha predator. As ancient Earth began to age and the radiation levels dropped, Godzilla plunged into the ocean depths to feed off of the planet's natural geothermal radiation. Hibernating and feeding, Godzilla would rise every so often, and it was these times that would inspire myth and legend. In 1954, an American nuclear submarine unwittingly disturbed Godzilla. Awake, hungry, and sensing radiation, Godzilla rose and fed on the nuclear submarines that the Americans and the Soviets had in the Pacific Ocean. America and Russia, both suspecting one another for the attacks, were none the wiser to the ancient beast they had encountered. Eventually, the American military would learn of Godzilla's existence, and in fear, ignorance, and desperation, they began detonating nuclear bombs in the Marshall Islands. Their cover-up for this would be, of course, nuclear testing. March of that same year, Godzilla would be lured to the shore. America detonated the hydrogen bomb and Godzilla was gone, but not dead. The US military had succeeded in satiating the beast's hunger, for now. Fast forward to 2014 and Godzilla was awoken once more, this time by a familiar sound. A creature from Godzilla's time period had been disturbed and let loose on the world. Godzilla would detect the Muto's mating call and rise once more. Godzilla pursued the monster, all the while the American organization known as Monarch watched on, hoping, praying that the apex predator, the Alpha, the king of monsters would succeed in hunting the Mutos and killing them, inadvertently saving the human race. An epic fight would ensue and Godzilla would of course be victorious, killing the male Muto by impaling him to a skyscraper, and later he would unleash his atomic breath at the female, firing it down its throat and setting it ablaze, killing it. Godzilla, exhausted after the battle, lay still, unconscious in the debris of San Francisco. Eventually, he would wake and rise before descending back to the depths of the ocean. The alpha predator once more. So when Godzilla was announced, at first I was wary. However, the sense of scale and desperation had me hooked from that first trailer. The movie is slow, but not to its detriment, and personally, I really enjoyed it. Bryan Cranston was, and always will be, an incredible actor. He shone in this role, and it's just a shame he was killed off so quickly, as I would have loved to have seen him reprise his role in the upcoming film, Godzilla, King of Monsters. Either way, I thought it to be a good introduction to a new Godzilla, but I'd be keen to hear what you thought of the film. And more importantly, Godzilla. Did you like the way he looked, acted, or are you on the fence about it all? Let me know down below in the comment section. Moving forwards, for all your kaiju and Pacific Rim content, stick with me, Mr. H. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay notified of all my future content. If you did enjoy this video, then please consider leaving it a like, as it does help the channel out. I've been Mr. H, and until next time, I'll catch you in the comment section.
Alright, we back. That was supposed to be the video, but hey, it's best not to get the video for copyright reasons anyway, so. Alright, we back. So, what did we discuss here? Monsters. Don't get fucked up. See, that's the reason why we probably need the AI. The AI probably come in and be able to stop these motherfuckers, and we build that big ass robots and shit that we need, because humans too slow. We busy trying to kill each other, so you already know how that is. Motherfuckers ain't worrying about advancing, ain't worrying about wiping each other out, taking land, you know what I'm saying? Greedy motherfuckers. But all in the midst of all this bullshit, What Godzilla just pop up? He just pull up like, what's up, my niggas? Y'all thought it was sweet, huh, on the planet, huh? What we gonna do? Nuke the whole planet to stop him? That's why we gotta maybe start looking at these topics. You already know they prepping us for some type of UFO invasion or some bullshit. You know they coming with it any moment. Niggas better get your guns up. We might need to get some smart niggas together and get our fucking lasers and sci-fi weapons up, because it might get real in the next 10 to 20 years. So always keep in mind that humans the shit. Know what I'm saying? Nah, the gods the shit. I mean, fucking human. I mean, get your mind right. But I'm glad y'all was vibing with me. I was smoking out the whole time, taking shots the whole time. Hope y'all was vibing, taking shots the whole time. Hope the audio wasn't too crazy. I was slipping in a couple areas. But yeah, that's the live stream right now. I love for y'all to get heavy on the subscribe, get in the comments, so I can start having the live stream. Have the comments right here, over in the little, right up in this little area. Oh, it's like backwards. Cameras is backwards, like a mirror. All right. Thanks for checking me out. Thanks for vibing with me. You know the shit was thorough. If Godzilla pop up right now, we gonna be fucked up. Niggas better bow down. If Godzilla pop up right now, motherfuckers better bow down. Ain't nothing you can do or say. Like, bro, just chill out. Pass that nigga the blunt or something. Do something. Let that nigga put on a movie like, yo, chill, buddy. Big movie screen. Put on some bloopers or something. Hope that motherfucker. Hope that nigga like rom-coms or something. But yeah, we about to be out. Thanks for vibing with me. And this was, what the fuck was the title again? Yeah, Hiroshima stopped Godzilla. They ain't telling the truth. You already know they never telling the truth. So we out. Thanks for vibing with me. Check out the next live. Might be tomorrow. Might be in 2 days. Who knows? See when the next topic comes. We out.
I've made a terrible blunder. What do you mean, Professor? Yeah,